We have a tuna fish sub with provolone. I don't mess with lettuce. I like spinach. Spinach, provolone, and tomato. Thank you for the gift. Well, wink, wink. If you look closely, hey y'all, if you look closely in the reflection of my glasses, y'all might see villain. Psych. Psych, Shafty. I'm at work, dumbass bitch. Villain is not with me at work. I don't have a pocket villain. Weird ass bitch. Man. I'm just trying to figure out how come you got your two minor daughters in the same house as a RSO. We're just gonna leave it at that. Full stop. Pause. We're gonna go back to lunch now before I lose my damn appetite. Unbelievable. Wild behavior. Wild behavior. Junkie bitch from hell. What's up? Iced coffee's good. Better than the dang Red Bulls. And the Monsters. But it's all like, that's it. Isn't none of that good for you. What's up, baddie? Man, it must suck to suck, man. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you, the only time I ever shared an address with a RSO when I was in the chain gang, and that motherfucker was in PC, bitch. Not me, him. So, yeah. I don't think you in the chain gang, Shafty. So I don't know where else you would share an address with an RSO at other than the chain gang, but that's the only place where them fools belong. They belong in prison. You about to go wash this car? Okay. I want something about. Oh, your car. Okay. Hell yeah. What would your kids say when they go to school? I mean, it's time to talk about what mommy and daddy do for work. We know what WTF's kid's gonna say. Y'all ever think about that, man? You ever think about that shit? Like when you're out there doing what you're doing? You ever think about how this is gonna look on my kids? You know, I used to get made fun of in school because of my mom. I'll never forget that. I was 9 years old. Ain't no way in hell you gonna convince me that I got 20 some odd uncles and that an uncle come over to my house every night. I don't even know this dude. There ain't no way in hell you gonna convince me. I was 9. I knew then. So imagine what your kids gonna find out about you. It didn't take me long to figure it out. Didn't take me long. And if you ask my human incubator, because that's what I call her, a human incubator. If you ask my human incubator, it was all my dad's fault. So just know that your kids are going to get to a point in their life where they understand what the hell's going on. And here's the cool thing. You can't force nobody into Lululand. Flabberella. You can't force nobody into Lululand. They got to choose to be there. And 9 out of 10 people don't choose to be there. Aaron is a different story. Bean Drip just likes it in Lululand. I just truly believe he's a predator. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Nobody wants to be in Lululand. People choose to be there. Your son probably ain't gonna make that choice. He probably gonna be like, man, I don't want no parts of this. That's what I did. That's what I said. I said, man, what the hell is this? I hurried up and went to my dad. Where he hurried up and came and got me. Thank God.
Welcome to Wobble.
I truly believe that's what's wrong with half this generation. Like, the younger generation, they was raised, and this ain't nothing against y'all women, but they were raised by single mothers. And it takes a man to raise a boy and a woman to both together. But only a single mother raising that boy, he's not gonna get the type of love from a man that his mother that's playing the role of a man is gonna give him. It's gonna be different. You know, and not to take away nothing from a single mother. Y'all hit the ball out of the park 9 out of 10 times. Y'all taking care of what you're supposed to do. But as with no man in that role to be filled, the child is not going to have an understanding. He's only going to have an emotional basis to work off of, because women, y'all are emotional, and that's okay. We understand that. So just think about how overly emotional all these young males are that are growing up these days, because you can tell they're emotional as fuck. Every goddamn decision they make is based off a whim. You know, there's no sitting down thinking about anything logically anymore. Every decision these young cats are making is based off a whim. Highly emotional. And that's understandable, because they were raised by single women with no male role figures in their life. I don't smoke, Poppy, I'm sorry. And there's not to take away nothing from y'all single women. Nothing at all. Y'all did what you had to do. But this is taken away from the males that left that position. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm taking. That's where I'm, directing that blame at. But without a male in that position, the son is gonna grow up. The boy's gonna grow up to be highly emotional and to act on that level. I wasn't raised that way. Yeah, Jeannie, my brother has custody of all of his kids because we were raised by our father and our uncle, but our mother wasn't there in our life at all, and I got made fun of in school for that shit. I'll never forget that shit. Yeah. Your nephew was raised like that. When you're raised by men, it's different. But not to say anything, good or bad. What I'm saying is, I say that to say this. Why are we seeing this generation of impulse thinkers and impulsivity? Because impulsiveness is a highly emotional trait, if you think about it. And it is tough to be a single parent. It is. That's why I'm not taking away nothing from a single mother. That's not what I'm here to say. That's not what. All I'm saying is the home and the vibe in the home is going to be different. That's all I'm saying. It's different. That's all. And it's okay to be different. Things are okay to be different. Just because I'm saying it's different doesn't mean that I'm saying it's bad or good. I wish I had a woman in my life to show me how to be caring and sensitive and kind and all that, I've been accused of being distant and unattached or whatever. My brother's a single dad. He's got 4 kids. And he does it all by himself. All of his baby mamas were terrible. My brother. And what is that? We're looking for our mother, right? In these women. And my brother's, he's guilty too. And this is the most straight-laced, straight-edge person that I know in America. It's my brother. He don't break the law at all. Like, he would never even know what a police uniform looked like. It was my fault. I got him involved in some shit. And when I went to prison, like, if it wasn't even for me, he wouldn't even. Yeah. He's so square, y'all. You could fit my little brother in a box, bowl that, and send it out to the casting. He's straight off the casting couch, man. You could literally box my brother up in normal conformed society. That's how much of a conformed human he is to society. And I don't knock him for it, but it's just not me neither. But he's got custody of all his kids, and all his baby mamas are terrible. And it's just because we were searching for that, our mother, in these women. And look what he done did. He's got 2 baby mamas, sorry. One of them passed away from drug use. And the other one is somewhere in Palm Beach on drugs still. So he's guilty of it too. And we talk about this sometimes, me and him. It's hard for him. It's hard for him because he has never worked on himself. He's never been put in a position where he's got to actually work on himself because he's always made the right decisions. There's not much work to be done. But there still is, or there always will be. But however, there's things that he could work on himself that he just can't recognize because in his mind he doesn't feel he's doing anything wrong. Which is fine. He's still killing it. My little brother's great. But I know from me going to therapy and doing all that what his traumas are. Whether he wants to talk about them or not, it's up to him, whatever. But we know our mama wasn't shit. Me and my bro, we know that. But the whole neighborhood knew that. What are you talking about? And Villain came to my neighborhood where I grew up. Like, we lived there for a few years. In the neighborhood, literally a block away from the house I grew up in. In the projects. And everybody would, my mom was known then. You know? I'd be like, yo, Margaret, that guy knows my mom real well. You know? Like type shit. Yeah. Her name still rings bells around my neighborhood, bro, for real. My mom, crazy. No, I don't even talk to my mom. No contact. None. Absolutely not. I would be in fear of undoing all of the healing that I've done on myself because of her. I would be afraid that I would undo all that if I went around that woman. The last time I went around her was 2 years ago. We had a hurricane in North Carolina. And I hit her up because I needed a spot for my crew to park their equipment. And so I hit her up like, hey, you know, you got big property up there. Can any way possible, my crew. She told me, yeah, I would love to see you, da-da-da-da-da, all that, right? And the day that I arrive, she calls me and says, oh, you guys can't come here. I got a whole crew of 12 with equipment, machines. I'm talking about a whole tree company, boxed up, ready to go. And she calls me to tell me the last minute that I can't come. I'm her son. And I'm coming up there to do first responder shit. We're hurricane devastation everywhere. And she tells me, nah. Fuck all that. So that was it for me. That was my last attempt to really like have a relationship. So her knowing that, you know, I was coming from a whole nother state with people, like her knowing all of that information. Still, she said, and she hadn't, and until that point, she hadn't seen me in years. Years. You would think she would want to see me, but nah. See, and I stopped letting it hurt me a long time ago because that shit used to kill me. So I have an understanding of what C is gonna have to look forward to. It sucks. But you got people out there, man, that have been through it too. Just know that. Just know that. Just know that when you get older, there's people that have been through that too. So you'll have somebody to talk to about it. You don't have to go through the motions and go through the anger and stuff like I did. You don't have to do that. It landed me in prison 3 times. Because I'll be honest with you, I didn't stop messing up until I figured out what my problem was. Where my trauma lied, you know? I didn't understand why I just couldn't stop getting in trouble. See, yeah, daddy issues are much of the same. It's an underlying trauma, that's all. And if it's not resolved, you go through life hurting other people with just your mere presence. Just your mere presence. When you have unresolved trauma, can hurt somebody. Imagine that. Imagine that. So, Flabberella, with all your trauma that you claim, but you're just a big spike ball. You're just an emotional spike ball walking through society, just randomly damaging shit. How does that make you feel? I'm very proud of how far I came. I'll never go backwards. That's why we don't go backwards no more. Drugs kept taking me backwards. Rugs, they kept taking me backwards. Even after I healed all of my childhood trauma with my mama. Like, even after I came to terms with the fact that I'm not put on this planet to have a mom, right? It's fine with me. It's fine. I had to accept that, though. There's certain levels of, like, acceptance that you have to go through until once you finally become fully accepting with something, you can't heal. You can't start the healing process, you know? And that comes with letting go of shit. Like, letting go of the idea that I was gonna like that I was gonna have a relationship with my mom. I had to let go of that idea entirely. No, nothing good comes out of rugs. Even the money that comes with it's bad. Trust me, I've known. I'm almost done with my lunch. That was just a little bit of story time. Because it came with a message for Cameron. So, just know Flabberella. Oh, Rumple Flabberskin. Remember Rumpelstiltskin? Remember Rumple Flabberskin. That your son's gonna grow up one day. He's gonna grow up, man. And we know he's not autistic, so we know that. So he's gonna grow up, right? And there's gonna come a time, like an age, probably around, I don't know, for me it was like I said, 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there, before 3rd grade. And he's gonna look around him, he's gonna be like, what the fuck? He's gonna be like, hell, hold up. And he's gonna start doing one of two things. He's gonna start acting out violently, because he's angry. We already see that, don't we? We already see that. Or he's going to withdraw inward. We see that too. So he's doing a little bit of both here. And he's not going to talk with you or none of that. He's not going to talk to you. He's not going to tell you things because he's withdrawn inward to himself. You know? I know what it looks like. I've been there, fool. My mom was a complete and total covert narcissist before they even knew what that word was. So get ready for that, Rumple Flabberskin. You'll have that in your future. Imagine like coming home from work one day, flabby, because we know you got a job now. Congratulations. You know, I give credit where credit's due. I'm not a hater. But we all know the call center didn't give you an office to run some shit in. Stop playing. The only office you're going to be working in with the type of experience, education that you have, ma'am, is one of two places. It's a call center. It's a call center. I'm saying it, y'all. It's a damn call center. I can get my 5-year-old cousin a job at the call center. If you could dial, you're hired. And guess what they give you at the call center? Guess what they give you immediately at a call center? A damn computer. And they give you a computer. There's your pat on the back for your consolation prize. Hey, Simply Me. Happy Home Day. My mother-in-law told my husband at 3 that Santa wasn't real and that he'd never get presents, and never did. Man, listen, I understand that. I have a complete and full understanding, empathy. I understand that. My mom was a rug addict, so my presents would go to the dope man. You heard? But guess what? Guess who the man was though in my town? My uncle and them. They were the man, you know. They had all the rugs. So I would get presents at my uncle's house, where my dad and them were at. And when I got older, I figured it out, you know, because the guy's not coming over here. He's not my uncle. We're not even the same race, Mom. Like, so, you know, it became really easy to figure out. Talk about gaslighting. What? My mom would have the Christmas presents stolen and then tell me that I was a bad boy, and Santa said, fuck you to me. I was a badass kid, so I believed her ass anyway. I was a badass kid for Yo, let me tell you, man, I tried to burn my house down one time. yo, I figured out that toilet paper was flammable, right? So, yeah, we had toilet paper on fire everywhere. The whole front porch even. Cops came. That was my first charge. I was like 7. They tried to hit me with arson, but they were like, bro, like, you know, they talked them out of it. The cops really tried to jam me at 7 for arson. Just to tell you the type of police were there, were how much they like my family where I'm from. They hate my family. They try to rope me off the gate. They were like, oh, look, here's a demon spawn from, you know, my dad, because my dad was well known. So like, oh, look, it's his spawn. Let's get him in the system now. I was 7. They tried me. They finally got me in the system when I was 15. It was the first time I went to prison. I was 15. Finally, they got my ass in there, though, but that was my own doing, you know. That's another story for another day. I just wanted to tell you guys about that because I know that there's a message in there for C, and I know exactly what that's going to look like for Gabby and for him and all of it. I know what it looks like. I'm going to call it out, too. Watch. We already see the violent anger coming out of C. We already see that. So just be prepared for it to intensify. Fact. Yeah, I know, and I've grown, but you know what? It took a lot of, like, I had to go do things, man. I had to go do things. I had to go do things that no man wants to do. No man wants to go into therapy and tell the motherfucker some shit that's inside of them that they don't want to talk about. No man wants to do that, I promise you. But it took me to do all of those things, you know, to get here. And it's scary because I just don't know if C's gonna be doing that. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna be walking around damaged, just a walking, hurting wrecking ball, just like his mom. You know what I'm saying? Because her mere presence hurts people, triggers people. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that he can figure it out, that where he has to, like, shake that, you know, somehow. I had to, and I just hope that he can, man. And I know how hard it is. And I hate to be like, oh, I don't think he's gonna do it, because that's not it. It's just I know how hard it is. I know the sacrifices. Man, it took me going to prison 3 times to figure it out, man. I don't want that for nobody. No, I won't discredit myself for sure. You should. I love my life. That's why I walk around with a smile on my face. There's absolutely nothing I have nothing to be miserable about. Listen, man. Absolutely nothing to be miserable about, man. Oh my gosh. When I was a kid, I used to want the same shoes, right, as these other kids. I used to want these things, right? I have all those things times 10. I used to want the piece of a family. I found that. You know, Margaret's own family adopted my own self, even as bad as I was. I do. I have a son. And I'm not going to talk much about him. Just know I do pay child support. I am a stand-up citizen. And he's much better off with his mother, to be honest. I was not in a position to raise a child. With the damage, I was so damaged. What? I couldn't even imagine. Thank God his mom raised him, sheltered life, you know, far away from me. I went to prison 3 times. No, I went back. I went 1 time in his lifetime. Matter of fact, when he was born, I was in chain gangs. Listen, they ain't never gonna find him. I had a hard time finding him. It took for him to reach out to me. What you talking about? And I got resources. So, you know, his mom did that on purpose. And like I said, I never held that against her. Never held that against her. Too much. I did for a little while, but I have an understanding now, better of an understanding anyway. Who is this? Hey, what's up? Bran, how you know Todd? Oh, hold up, y'all. I gotta cut, cause I got some in real life people in here. Hey, what's up, Todd? Boy, hey, my dog Todd in here. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you upset, FBI agent. Well, I appreciate that. Sometimes, you know, I like to hear that, you know what I mean? So I appreciate it. But it's 3:18 and my lead generator is bugging out right now, trying to get back to work. So, hey, oh shoot, dang, oh shoot, you missed. But I always appreciate you being here, though. Oh shoot, for real. I'm about to get going. I got to go back to work. I got to get back in the field, man. I got some projects I got to go take a look at. Some estimates complete. Stuck in 83. Work is great, man. Work is great. I have no complaints. Like I was just saying, I have no complaints. None whatsoever. I can't complain, man. I cannot complain, man. Really, I can't. Well, I hope all of you have a great rest of your day. I'll be back live later on tonight. You know what we do? We get the blunt and we go on the night walk. So tonight, I found some new bridges that I'm going to go to. The bridges on Dunlawton. So do your homework. Because they light up in fucking a bunch of different colors. So we're about to go there tonight and burn it down. And we're going to talk some ish. I'm going to scroll the TikTok streets and talk some ish. We're going to have some subjects to talk about. I'm going to scroll the TikTok streets. And we're going to find some real dumbass fools that, why would you ever put your business on the internet? Why would you ever put your business on the internet? Because I'm going scrolling tonight. So let me find some weirdo shit on the internet so we can talk some cash shit, all right? All right, man, I'll holler at you guys later. Have a good day.